Revelation chapter 9 verse 8. And they had hair as the hair of women. HALALYAM YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto my apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect. This is your brother and fellow servant, Ariel from the GMS Orlando camp. And I just want to make a quick lesson on just a video that I saw on social media. I'll just go to it real quick. So this video right here is, like it says, girl or metalhead. So you have to guess, judging by the back of the individual's head, whether it's a girl or it's a damn, metalhead, or someone that's into, rock, metal, music, or whatever the hell. The fact that this is even a thing shows you how, like, that's pure confusion. That's pure confusion. And some of these, you can't even tell. Like, that one looked like an actual woman from behind. You just look at the back of their head. And they turn around and it's full-grown men. Full-grown men. He dyed his, showing you that this is a feminine thing. All right, these men shouldn't even have their hair at this length. That's feminine. That's effeminate, So basically, going into this scripture that I just brought out, this was John the Revelator, So for John the Revelator for this to have been worded the way it is, to say, and they had hair as the hair of women. What is hair of women? Men have hair too. But what makes hair feminine? What makes it hair like women? It's long. Now this vision was going into World War I, dealing with those dogfighter pilots. Okay? Because they had Pickelhaube, that's the name of their helmets, the German pilots, right? And they would have horsehair attached to the top. So they would pretty much have long hair flowing from their helmets, but also they would have those scarves, right? Because it was cold up there, right? And those jets, they were different than the ones that we have today in modern times. So they would wear those scarves, and the scarves would be flowing in the wind, So for him to describe it this way, that shows you that long hair, that's inherently feminine. Okay? That's John the Revelator. Okay, so then you also have the main scripture that deals with that. 1 Corinthians 14 and 11. I believe it's 11. 1 Corinthians 11 and around verse 14. Yeah. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? Simple. It's plain and simple. It's a shameful thing for a man to have long hair, because that's feminine. Okay? I mean, it's really not even that deep. Okay, this is madness. This is literally confusion. Literally, there's no other way to describe it. It's literally confusion. The fact that you can mistake a man for a woman. That's madness. That's madness. It's plain and simple. Men should not have long hair. Long hair is feminine. Long hair is something that is associated with femininity, beauty. It's a glory, right? Verse 15. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. Okay? So the scriptures, it ain't for no reason. You don't want to be walking up, behind somebody you think it's a woman and it's a fucking man. Not only that, going into because men go to war. Men, work. Not even just war. Men work. Men get down and dirty. So long hair, not only that's a distraction, it gets in the way. It's a disadvantage. Going into this account, one of King David's sons, right? Absalom. 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 25. But in all Israel there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty, right? From the sole of his foot even to the crown of his head, there was no blemish in him. Now that, that's cool, whatever. As a young man, he's very handsome. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not really what a man should be known for, but if you're a handsome man, that's cool. But here's the problem, right? Verse 26. And when he pulled his head, right? He cut his hair. For it was at every year's end that he pulled it, because the hair was heavy on him. So his hair was so long that it was heavy. That's an issue. Not only he had long hair, but his hair was so long it was heavy unto him. But the nigga would have kept growing it if it wasn't heavy. Right? In the NLT it says he cut his hair only once a year, and then only because it was so heavy. When he weighed it out, it came to 5 pounds. You have no business having 5-pound hair on your head. I don't even see no women walking around looking like Rapunzel, man. That's ridiculous. And you're the king's son. That's off, man. It said, therefore he pulled it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight. So here's where the consequences of him having that long, heavy ass hair came in. So what happened was, obviously there was insubordination, all types of madness going on, with King David's sons, right? And they had rebelled and chased King David out, and it was madness going on for a time. But this is what happened, right? 2 Samuel 18:9. And Absalom met the servants of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule. And the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth. And the mule that was under him went away. So he was fleeing on a mule, right? And the mule went under a tree. His heavy ass, long ass hair got caught in the tree, and the nigga was yanked up between the heaven and the earth. I love how that's worded. So he's just hanging there by his hair. In the NLT it says, during the battle, Absalom happened to come upon some of David's men. He tried to escape on his mule, but as he rode beneath the thick branches of a great tree, his hair got caught in the tree. Right? His mule kept going and left him dangling in the air. And that's when Joab's ass came in and, against King David's wishes, put him to death. But that was basically the point. So your ass got caught up because of your long, heavy ass hair, man. That's what happened to Absalom. But these guys, you got wicked ass niggas that know they're Israelites, don't want to cut their hair. Oh, Paul is not authoritative. Well, precept upon precept. Look at what long hair. There's no profit in it. Why? You just refuse to submit. Be followers of me as I am a follower of Yahawadah, MASHAYACH. Probably paraphrasing. You're rebellious. You're insubordinate. You're wicked. That's all that it is. But you see, there's a clear natural order of things, and that goes against nature. It goes against nature. It says, doth not even nature itself teach you? You know? But you literally want to go against nature. What YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI hath made. See? So something like this is disgusting. This is crazy. I don't know where the video went. There it is. Yeah, something like this is madness, man. This is ridiculous. You shouldn't have to be guessing who's male and who's female. This is madness. And some of these really look like females, and they turn around some ugly ass Edomite man, grown ass man. Think he Fabio off too. Any of these celebrity niggas, anybody, that long ass hair, that's not manly. You a walking oxymoron. They had Hercules, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, walking around all long ass hair on his shoulders, but he's buff and he's a big gladiator guy. That's the oxymoron, man. You're not masculine having long ass hair on your head. So this is all types of things wrong with that image, man. This is filthy. And the song that they're using is by Aerosmith. It says, "Dude looks like a lady." Matter of fact, let me see if I can play a little bit of it without getting copywritten. Dude looks like a lady. That's disgusting. But the point has been made. I'll read this one more time. 1 Corinthians 11 and 14. Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? Even nature itself teaches you. That's obvious. At the end of the day, YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI ordered it that way. It's his word, it's his commandment. And you ought to listen, you ought to obey, rather than find some sort of excuse to fulfill your lust. But anyway, pray this is edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. The word YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI KaYAHAWAH QADASH bestowed upon me to bring out this lesson and push forth this word. Double honors unto my apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, that rule well and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect. And blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Tham Yad, YAHAWAH, always and forever. Shalom.